Of course, you can make them choose you over anyone else. You have done it many times with many people. You probably have never thought about it, but it is possible you can make them choose you. Since the day you were born, you, by imagining, have chosen a state of being that is causing the circumstances of your life. Once you were the life of the party, you were the person that everyone was interested in, you chose that reality. But then you intentionally started to listen to the heartbreaking songs when, in reality, everything was fine with you. But somehow you played those songs and heard them on loop while imagining all the scenarios that would happen once you experienced heartbreak. Days passed, and you experienced your lover ignoring you and not wanting you. You tried to find the causes behind it. You pointed out that they have been unfaithful, and that they have found someone else. You pointed out some characters in your circumstances and made them the cause of your breakup. But was that actually the case? Well, some people will say I have gone nuts, and some people will disagree with that. But it is true that you were the cause of your breakup. You imagined all the heartbreaking scenarios while listening to those sad songs, which made it happen. You chose this reality where your heart would be broken by the person you dearly loved. It was your choice. You made them choose another by changing the state of your consciousness. You were the cause. Now don't blame yourself. Don't feel guilty. We all make mistakes, and we all use the law against us when we are unaware of it. People told us to think positively, but no one told us why we have to do it or what the importance of doing so is. We didn't take them seriously, and we imagined all these negative circumstances in our lives. But you don't have to worry anymore, as you are going to change it. I know you have it in yourself. You can change your circumstances. You can make them choose you. You are always choosing reality. You are always choosing your experiences. And even today, you will choose the circumstances that are favorable to you. Even in Mark 11:24, it is written, "Whatever you desire, when you pray, believe that you have received it, and you will." Well, it is such an impactful statement that we tend to forget. Even when we hear the word pray, we misrepresent it. Some people consider praying to be begging God. They think praying means asking God for something that we want. Well, we have all grown up with this belief. But today you will know the actual meaning behind the words prayer and God. Well, the word to pray, both in Hebrew and in Greek, if you look it up in your biblical concordance, is defined as motion towards, accession to, nearness at, or in the vicinity of. Replay it, and you will understand. Pause the video and reread it. You will understand exactly what it is. You will realize that it is not begging God. It is not asking God to give us something that we desire. It is, in fact, moving towards that desire, getting in the vicinity of that desire. Now you may be wondering, how would I get in the vicinity of that desire when it is not in my physical reality? Well, you can get in the vicinity of that desire, and you have done that many times, and you do that every day. You do it by imagining. When you imagine already having your desire, let's say it is a person that you want, when you imagine hugging them, you move in the vicinity of your desire. You are actually experiencing your desire right now. This is what actual prayer looks like. This is what Neville Goddard talks about in his lectures. This is what you have to do in order to manifest your desire. The law is simple and can be summed up in just 3 words. Imagining creates reality. You create your reality by imagining. You create your reality by using your imagination. Your imagination is God. In a lecture, Neville explained imagination as a sensitive instrument. He explained it very beautifully. He said, if you could now think of your imagination as the most sensitive instrument in the world and compare it, say, to a piano, you couldn't imagine a tone or a combination of tones that it could not express. And as you can imagine, you own the instrument, it's your very self. But if you owned the most wonderful piano in the world, it wouldn't mean you could play it, not really intelligently. Here, Neville makes it clear that every idea of yours can be manifested. You cannot conceive of an idea or suggestion that cannot be manifested. He even tells you that even if you have the most beautiful, rare, and expensive piano, it doesn't mean that you can play it in a harmonious way. Like the piano, your imagination is a manifesting machine that you haven't used till now. You don't even know how to use it to make your dream a reality. Everything that you desire or every idea that you can think of exists. All things exist in the human imagination, and by all things, I mean literally all things. All that we behold, though it appears without, is within, in your imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow. Everything exists, you having your specific person choosing you also exists. Every state is already a mere possibility as long as you think of it, but it is overpoweringly real when you think from it. Thinking from the end is the key to manifesting your desires. It is really simple. You can imagine your specific person calling you and talking to you as if you are already in a relationship with them. Now, I don't mean that in your imaginary inner conversation, you have to tell them that you love them a lot or that they have to tell you that they love you. You can choose this, it is totally fine. But, in my opinion, when manifesting something, I believe that it is important for us to get into that feeling state of having a relationship. For me, if I were manifesting a person, I would feel comfortable sharing my ideas with them. In the back of my mind, I would not think that if I said this or that, I would appear stupid and they would leave me. For me, it would be like, even if I say something stupid, they would still find it cute and would love me. The feeling that I would have from having that conversation would not be of chasing them or making them chase me. It would be simply a knowingness of having them. Instead of saying and feeling that they are with me, I would feel that they love being with me. My inner conversations would be from a state where they already love me. I don't have to do something or say something that would make them fall in love with me. I think you are getting the gist of it. This is where many people fail to apply the law. They are always trying to make other people fall in love with them. Thinking from the end or living from the end is not about making them fall in love with you. It is about living from the end, where they are already in love with you. My imaginary act would be drinking a cup of coffee with my SP's parents and my SP playfully taking a sip from my mug in front of her parents. This one little act is so impactful and powerful, and it speaks louder than the words "I love you." It is about them accepting me in a deeper sense, like sharing the food, the bed, or even the washroom when I am already there in it. It is about getting to that comfort zone with them in your imagination. It is about feeling that comfort. You have the most magnificent instrument in this world, and you still don't use it purposefully for your own good. The majority of people don't get comfortable with having their desires. After watching my videos, they get motivated and do imaginary acts. I feel very happy that they started using their instruments properly. But after doing so, they again fall back to square one. It happens because they get triggered by circumstances that are opposite to what they have imagined. Something happened that triggered them, they say. They fall into the trap and misuse their magnificent instrument. They have to remain faithful to their imaginal activity. Either doubts will come to your mind or you will think about how and when it will take place. Well, don't buy into it. Just say to yourself that you have already experienced it. It does not matter if, at this very moment, something denies it. I already experienced them hugging me. I already experienced them kissing me. And I already experienced love for me in their eyes. You won't understand it, but somehow it will form up in your reality like the other things in your reality. From my experience, I would tell you that once you truly start living from the end, you will witness a shift in your reality. Your specific person would start liking your pictures. They would try to communicate with you in some manner. They would call or text you and ask you to hang out with them. Also, once you start truly living from the end, and by that, I mean feeling the state of the wish fulfilled, you will have those experiences that are in alignment with your desired reality in your imagination. By doing so, you would shift into a state of consciousness where it would be natural for you to have your desires. You would shift into the knowingness of having your desire, and you would take your desire off the pedestal. You would stop wanting it, and you would start having this different feeling towards your desire. You would stop becoming desperate, and you would manifest it in your reality. Right now, the circumstances that you are facing are your old story. You have a choice to make. Do you want to stay in your current circumstances or do you want to make that shift? You are always choosing your circumstances. You always make the choice. You can also make them choose you. Change your state of being. You can do it, and I have designed an affirmation tape that would make this process a lot easier. You will find it by clicking on the first video that appears at the end of the screen. Also, I have started a channel membership that you can join by clicking on the link in the comments section.